Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Bishop, the Tier 5 British SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Himmelsdorf under the command of Marin Sigel. Well, Marin hasn't been a good little boy, unfortunately, because at this moment, he's blue. Yep, I'm afraid so. He must have caused some team damage at some other point in some other battle, and as a result he's still blue from that damage, but he's gone straight to the aim and looking at a Wolverine. The buildings are getting in the way, so he's got a red line. He can't shoot because of the buildings. Yep. That's the unfortunate thing about going up these alleyways at the south end of the map. Same in the north, it's very difficult to get sight lines on the enemy. He's had to go into that little alcove in order to shoot at the enemy, but there's an Su-85 there. He's dialing in, going for the Su-85 and round out. And he gets a direct hit. Now he's got a 4.5 inch howitzer, can do 450 alpha damage, 28mm penetration. But it's very fast to reload, and it can also dial in the aim very quickly as well. That's one of the things that makes the Bishop so effective. The unfortunate thing is it's also very short range. Going after the KV-85, up on the banana. Trying to get a aim at it. He keeps moving about, that KV-85. Now he's stationary. Round out. Direct hit. 125 hit points. That'll go some way to getting rid of that blue colour. Obviously, the more damage on the enemy you do, the more quickly you change back to normal colour. Going after the Wolverine. Now, this Arty is so accurate, you can normally land the shell directly in the cockpit of the enemy tank if you get the aim directly right. But he's changed his mind for a second, altered his aim. Now he's going after the Wolverine again. Now, the Wolverine's gone into cover, so he's going after the Chinukai, but he's got a red line because the building's in the way. Now, can he shoot at it now? Yes, he can. Now, he's just looking at overhead. The red line appears on the tank, so he knows that the shell is going to hit the tank as it flies in. Fires a round in and gets a direct hit. Okay, the enemy, the Su-85 has now turned up on the banana. But can he get a shot from here? Well, it's going to be very difficult. That building's in the way. But he might be able to hit the KV-85. He's going back to the Su-85, who's now been killed and derped out of existence. There's the Chinukai, fires around at that. Ooh, you can see that shell arcing in on a parabolic course. Now, that Wolverine is hiding behind the building, so we can't do anything about that. There's a Skoda T24 coming down that road, but we've lost sight of him. Now, the building is in the way of the Dickomac, so he's going to have to change position again. You have to keep fairly close to the enemy in the Bishop, but there are plenty of places you can do that on this map. Going for the Dickomacs. Dialed in. Good shot. 151 hit points, and I think it tracked him. Oh, he adjusted his aim and his line went red, so obviously something was in the way. Going for the Skoda T25, who's jinking from side to side. Obviously he knows that Arty's here, so he doesn't want to get shot. And Marin's now going to have to take cover behind the buildings, otherwise this Skoda's going to get him. Now, he's got a whole bunch of enemy tanks nearby, very close by. And I think he's aiming for the top of that rubble because he expects that Skoda to go over the top of the rubble towards him. But it looks like they're avoiding this particular spot, and instead they're going down the alleyway. Well, there's the Skoda. He's just around the corner. You would think that he was within proximity detection range, but I don't believe the Skoda knows he's here. But the Dickomacs might see him if he comes around the corner. Now the Dickomacs is in the square. Now he would have been spotted now, And he fires at Dicmax on the move, but he would have been seen. So the Dicmax knows where he is. Dialing in. Loaded. And takes out the Dicmax for 180 hit points. Direct hit, but the Skoda knows he's here now. And the Skoda may come for him. Now he's quick reloading. Can he get him? Yes! That's why the Bishop is so good at close range. That 4.5 inch howitzer can do a lot of damage if the enemy is really close. And he just one-shots that Death Toaster out of existence, just like that. Now he's got 3 kills very quickly. The only trouble is, it's just him and Cromwell left on his team. The enemy knows where he is, so I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them turn up, but yeah, it's the Stug. Okay, and the Stug's trying to shoot at him without exposing him, so he's going to try and shoot over that rubble, dialing in, and he gets a kill shot. That's again another trick that does work. You auto lock onto the target, pulled back so the aim is pointing over the rubble, and the shell will then take out the enemy tank just like that. 4 kills, all of them at close range. Now, there is a T-67 nearby, and the Cromwell's going after him. Here he's just around the corner. Here he is. Oh, he took some damage. And he one-shots the T-67 out the game. Took some damage. And he's had to put his driver back in, but there's now only one enemy left, the Wolverine. Now, the Cromwell passed that gap without being seen, so it looks like that corner is now safe. I think they're expecting the Wolverine to turn up at this camp. I don't think that's likely. I think that the Wolverine is more likely to be guarding his own cap at this moment. There's 7 minutes 36 seconds to go, so they could actually drive over to the enemy cap together, and even if one of them gets killed, the other is going to get the Wolverine. So it guarantees their victory. Now remember, Marin is on 5 kills. If he gets another kill, he gets the Top Gun. Okay, they're going. And this is a particularly good combination, because if the Cromwell can actually track or damage the Wolverine, the Bishop can finish him off at close range. So say, the 4.5 inch howitzer is absolutely deadly at close range. It really is a little dirt gun. Oh, somebody is capping! So he's given away his position. Actually, the pointer I can see here is that the 4.5 inch gun is actually 114.3 millimeters. So think of it as a big dirt gun on the Panzer IV-H or the Stug or the Hetzer, but with a little bit more. And Marin's going to go through one way, whilst the Cromwell goes around the other. There's the Wolverine. He's waiting on that corner. I think he ought to drive through. Oh, the Cromwell's killed him, which means they won the battle, but no Top Gun for Marin. Oh dear. Oh well, at least they won. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for Marin Sigel in the Bishop. He also picked up a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. He got 8. A Fighter Badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5. He got a Stark's Medal for those 2 shots from the T-67 and killing at least 2 enemy and surviving the battle after killing 2. He also managed to pick up a High Calibre for dealing the most damage in the battle overall. So let's have a look at team scores. There he is, 1,654 hit points of damage, top of the table. He managed to get the top of the table when it came to kills with 5. The next highest scorer was the M10 Wolverine with 4. And when it came to base XP, he managed to get 927. The Cromwell came second with 763. He fired 14 rounds, got 8 direct hits, 8 penetration, 3 splash. Damage of 1,654 hit points, of which 513 were at more than 300 meters. So you see the vast majority of the damage he did was at very close range and right in your face kills as well with the enemy. Beautifully done. He received 2 hits, both of them from the T67, and they both penetrated because they managed to hit the top part of the bishop, which is of course the weak spot. And he also damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5 of them, and he also managed to get 6 defense points when he took out the T67 in the cap. On standard account, he earned 23,516 credits for the battle, but he got a personal missions payout for 50,000 credits during that game. And after repair of the vehicle, he took away 72,088 credits. It would have been a good battle even if he'd only taken away 23,000 credits, but that's a very nice total for a tier 5 Arty. He also received 927 base XP, and there was no multipliers, so that's all it is. That's all he took away. But a really good little battle there. Thank you very much for sending it in, Marion. Obviously, did see that you were blue. I'm not going to make any criticism about that because I think we all turn blue from time to time if we do some team damage. I think most Arty players do team damage on a fairly regular basis, but it's only because our own team get too close to the enemy when we're firing at them, and obviously then they get within the splash circle and pick up some damage. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.